Hey, Walking Dead heads, thanks for joining us tonight. We've got some news. Blah, blah, blah. Tonight we are talking about The Walking Dead, Season 11, Episode 5. We've got some news, teasers, speculation about what's to come for you. And this is The Broken Dead. So, I am Dylan.
I'm Quin. Again, hi.
And thanks for joining us today. Whether you're new to the show or you're coming back, thanks for having us on your screen. Thanks for hanging out and watching us and all that good stuff. Whether you're on Facebook, on Twitch, on YouTube, hopefully they're coming through. We're having some technical difficulties. So don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the little bell icon so that you know when we drop new videos and when we go live. And because sometimes we're able to, and sometimes we're a little bit late because things are acting funny. If you've ever run a live show, you all right? Bless you.
Oh, I popped my knuckles and they all popped and it felt really weird.
It was like down in your bones.
Oh, I felt it in my wrist. I don't think I should have.
Ooh, yeah, that's like when it pops and it's like, boom. Yeah.
Yes.
Ouch.
Oh,
So,
okay.
yeah, if you've ever done any kind of live event, you know that sometimes things just don't go well. But anyways, thank you for joining us. Don't forget to check out that website at www.broken.pictures.com. Wow, that was epic. So, just a couple special notes. Stay healthy, get vax and your masks and all that kind of stuff. Stay healthy, keep your family healthy, all that good stuff in the middle of the pandemic. If you watch our other show where we talk about Marvel MCU stuff, you know that we were having some technical difficulties last week. Apparently, it wasn't just me, it was all, like, our entire area, had a giant power, I guess a power outage, but an outage in the internet. Everybody's internet was...
A network short outage.
Yeah, and it was nuts. And I thought we might still have the same thing going on right now because, I tried to go live and it kept giving me errors. That's why we were running late. I had to reset and play with it. Hey, Scribble. Thanks for saying hey.
Go get it. Go.
So how's it sound? Everything sound good?
Yes.
All right.
Wait, someone say something somewhere?
No, I'm just double checking.
Okay.
Yeah, my daughter's
Sammy,
supposed to.
stop. Dude.
She's supposed to
Sammy.
give me a check just to make sure. So yeah, just a little housekeeping there. Whoa. Did you scoot something, or is that your dog?
That's Sammy. She wants me to throw this ball.
You got to put her on screen now because we heard her.
There she is.
Sammy.
Whoa.
Sammy.
Sammy. Okay. She's gone. She let the ball go. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. And I hope you don't mind. I'm probably gonna eat some Pop-Tarts as we go, because I just realized that I haven't eaten since 11:30 today, and I was like, yeah, almost 12 hours ago. So yeah, let's jump right in. Quinn, I'm gonna go ahead and hand it off to you.
Okay. All right. I cracked my knuckles once. Sorry, I'll need to do that again. If you haven't left, well, it's too late because, well, kind of. This is, you know what I mean. Spoiler alert. we're about to talk about the latest episode of The Walking Dead. So if you haven't watched that, pause this, go watch that. You'll probably need AMC Plus or you DVR'd it, whatever. And then come back. You have been warned.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, not a whole lot. And TWDU news, that would be the Walking Dead universe news. As you know, if you have AMC Plus, you can watch the episodes an entire week early. And it kind of makes it weird for us reporting and all that, or reporting, we're not journalists. For us reviewing or talking about the shows, because we're either a week behind or a week ahead. We're not a week ahead. We're on time or we're a week behind, depending on when you're watching it. But anyways, we haven't watched ahead, and we're on track with The Talking Dead, so that's all I care about, and the actual show that comes out. So even though some places are not, they're still like, so episode 6 came out today, and some places are putting their reviews and stuff already up on YouTube. So it's a little weird. So
Just a little bit.
Awesome. So the sound is good. Confirmation. Thanks for that. Because I'm the guy in the chair. I'm running everything from right here. So if you see me like making faces, it's because something doesn't look right. They are breaking this final season up into 3 parts of 24 episodes, 8 episodes per part. And so according to comicbook.com, we are going to get the first third this year in 2021, and then I guess it's going into Fear and The World Beyond, and then in 2022 the last 2/3 of season 11 will come back to finish out The Walking Dead Prime. And they did release the titles of those episodes. So episode 6 is called On the Inside. Episode 7, Promises Broken. Episode 8, For Blood.
For blood.
Yep. Because it's a horror show. So, of course, season 2 of The World Beyond is October 2nd. The trailer has teased that Judith will be in that season, is returning for that season. Fear the Walking Dead season 7 will premiere on October 17th, and they're saying that the nuclear blast that happened this past season will affect the greater Walking Dead universe. So, as far as the timeline goes, yeah, there was a nuclear blast. They dealt with nuclear walkers on this past season.
They dealt with knockers.
Depends on the context what you're talking about.
Knockers, nuke walkers.
Okay. Nuked walkers.
Knockers.
I don't know. It just sounds weird. My 13-year-old boy is like, no, you can't say that. And so, so yet to see how that will affect Walking Dead Prime, if it does at all, because the timelines are not necessarily the same. Even though Morgan left the show and all that kind of stuff. So, anywho, that is all I have for the Walking Dead news.
Cool. Well, all right. Let us. Let's do the okay. All right, that's not over to me. Here we go. Season 11, Episode 5. out of the ashes. Aaron, Carol, Lydia, and Jerry go to the Hilltop ruins for blacksmith tools and nearby game. Eugene's group goes through orientation at the Commonwealth. Maggie and Negan trudge through the woods, and Judith clashes with teenagers because teenagers are gross. So, to rate this episode, I'm gonna give it a... I'm gonna give it a 7 swords to the throat out of 10. 7 swords to the throat out of 10, yes.
Okay. I'll say 8, I'm not crying, you are's. Because, man, as much as I hated last episode, it's like
What was this episode?
the Daryl episode.
Okay, I was like, I just watched it, so what? Yes, the Daryl episode.
Mm-hmm.
You
There was
didn't
just,
like it?
well, on the surface, it was fine, but like the more you think about some of the details of it, where it just did not. It was
Weird.
just, well, not necessarily weird. It was just they didn't put in it. It was just like half-assed. Like, for example, okay, like Daryl is hiding around the corner from this mercenary, a trained killer, right? A trained soldier, hiding around the corner.
Yeah.
The light source is coming from behind him and casting his shadow on the ground in plain sight of this merc. And he doesn't see him. He just does the old trick. I'm going to throw something over there and distract him.
Oh, that's what I was gonna say. So when I was watching it, you know what that whole thing felt like? Felt like I was watching a video game.
Mm-hmm.
Like the entire thing, I was like, is this a video game?
Mm-hmm.
They're doing some really video gamey shots right now. Is this The Last of Us? Where's Joel? Yeah, so that's how I was feeling. That's how I felt watching it.
And I mentioned that last week because that's what I felt like, is like it was so, you know how like in a video game, you play the story, but when you get your cinematic, it's like this really heightened version and kind of one note characters where they just like get it in and boom, but then like during the gameplay, you get your complicated stuff or whatever. That's what it felt like. It was just like an extended cinematic, and we were just getting like one note half-assed character, or not necessarily half-assed character. I liked being able to follow Daryl through this, but like Pope, I don't know. All I can hear is you'll never see me coming. Trevor Slattery, man. That's all I could hear.
Yeah.
With Pope.
Wait. Is Trevor Slattery Pope?
No, it's not Ben
Okay.
Mm-mm.
Okay.
But yeah, that's all I could see. Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, and just some of the like, okay, these are like you could watch Survivor and learn more and probably survive better than having watched some of the stuff like these guys doing. Some of the stuff that these guys are doing, and they're supposed to be like survivors in the apocalypse, and there's just just silly things that just, I don't know, that just felt really, really forced.
Okay, well,
but, yeah, go back
now
and watch.
Now that we're all caught up on that.
Yeah, go watch. Go watch. The last Broken Dead, and you'll get to hear my rant and about how all that kind of stuff. But this episode, I felt like it actually felt like The Walking Dead. I think it hit all the emotional notes, and it earned all the emotions that happened, and the story made sense. Even though we were jumping around, I liked getting getting to see some of the secondary characters like Aaron and Eugene and all them and what they're doing. Even though I feel like
a secondary character.
Well, it's like, okay, so you've got like your main characters, just like Carol and Daryl, and so I mean, Maggie is a main character. I guess Negan. We just don't see Aaron a whole lot, you know.
Yeah.
I wish we saw Aaron more.
But when we do, it's either calm, cool, collected, hey, I'm your friend kind of guy, Aaron, or it was this guy from this episode.
Bruh.
And this guy, I don't like.
Gabriel's been rubbing off on him too much.
Way too much. And Jerry's just going along with it.
I know. I could not believe that Jerry was going along with it. Like, I get it. Like, he's like upset because dude had his wife's scarf and he was there with in Alexandria with his kids and everything. But like Jerry, like,
did his wife die?
No. I don't think she's dead. I know. Okay. I mean, I don't think they've shown that if she is or not. I assume she's not.
That's what I thought, and that's why I was like, why are you getting extra emotional if it's a scarf she just left behind?
No, it's not a. Well, it shows that they were some of the whisperers that attacked Alexandria, and so it wasn't just like, oh, they're just whisperers. No, they were like some of the ones that were there attacking.
That put them in the situation.
Yeah, exactly. Made it a lot more personal.
Yes. So the episode started out. We'll start and then we'll jump to Aaron's group and then we'll go from there.
You stay with the Aaron timeline.
So started out and it was everybody was sleeping in, I guess, the same house because there's not a lot of housing at the current moment.
Well, that dream
Jerry
sequence.
Wakes up. The dream sequence.
Yeah, that was legit. I like that.
That was neat. That was real cool. Everybody came back and then I remembered, he hasn't really fought that many people because like I was, for a hot minute, I forgot Aaron didn't deal with the governor. For a hot minute, but it was fine. Then you had one of the wolves appear. Then you had the whistle to signify the saviors.
And then the whisperers and the whisperer. That whisperer was actually Greg Nicotero.
Oh, well, neat.
And he brought back some of the, I think like one of the wolves. That guy was one of the original wolves or something because he wanted the audience to connect with, or recognize the threats.
Yeah. That's cool. But yeah, it was really good. It showed kind of where Aaron's headspace is and how his anxiety is probably through every roof you could find.
Yeah. I mean, and that's typical of being a parent. You're just, you're like you said, your anxiety is through the roof because you're trying to take care of your child and the world is uncontrollable. I mean, it's like being a parent in the pandemic. I know they're not walkers or zombies, but
that's rough. Yeah,
man, it's like, can I even go out in public? Who's going to be there? Are these people even believe in this thing? Do they wear a mask or whatever? Are my children safe, or are they going to go catch something and potentially catch something that could be life-threatening? I mean, that's scary.
Yeah. And in every way. And then, there was also that really gross walker. Yeah. It wasn't that gross. It was actually really cool.
The one that had like the ribs in the thing? Yeah, I got you.
Yeah. That one. So then he ended up he killed the walker. And then you do the thing that you do when you're in a situation you might win. Might not win. You take out the easiest target. So he took out the walker, and then he tried to fight everybody else, and they said, no, we're going to treat you like Caesar.
And Gracie disappeared, too.
That's super disappeared.
Yeah, terrifying.
Yep.
So, I mean, he woke up and chose violence that day. because of that
He
tree.
shows every bit of facts. So then, from that, Jerry wakes up, goes into the bathroom. He is pretty.
To do the most Jerry thing possible.
He's up there, just doing his thing, draining everything out for the morning, and he over there looks and sees, and he's like, breach, and I'm sure peed all over the wall, all over it, and then went out and just started waking everybody up. This was the next scene after that. The beginning of it was where I drew my first. That was stupid. Simply because the next scene, very first thing you see, is a walker eating a guy's entrails. This dude, no one heard this guy scream. No one else yelled. This walker just chilling, looking very dead, came up on a dude and got him, I guess.
Yeah, he's like in the middle of the street.
Yeah. So that was my... And I think they just did it just to show it doesn't always have to be casualties when stuff happens, but they just made a senseless casualty for whatever reason.
Yeah, I mean, like, was he like watching the wall and fell asleep, or was he just out for a morning jog? I don't know.
And he just got ate. So,
That's
and
why
then
you
they
don't
went up there.
exercise. It's dangerous.
It's dangerous. It's dangerous jogging out here. What on earth? Oh, right, yes. So then everybody goes to the wall, they're putting it up. A walker's like, I'm just gonna keep walking. No one's really stopping me, so I'm like, oh, I fell. And then Rosita came out of nowhere, said, mine, and hit whack-a-mole on this dude and backed up and waited for the next one.
It's good to have you back, Quin. Whack-a-mole.
She showed up out of nowhere and just went, and all I could do was laugh.
Hold on,
Because
go.
then
Mama
she
got
just-
work to do.
Because she just backed up. It's like, all right, who next? And then they put the wall up, and then I was like, why are they banging on the thing? I get they gotta fix it,
Well-
but can't they do something else?
Yeah, well, I thought about that because they put that bar up to hold it, but then like the little things that it slid into, they were kind of like trying to close those so it wouldn't come out again.
So it wouldn't just like knock off with them banging up against it. That's fine, but even still, because there was a lot of wall banging in this.
And they said later on, they said that they were doing it to try to disperse them.
They try to put them to stronger sides of the wall and make them not clump together so that wouldn't happen again. I get that, but I don't know. It feels like I guess they just don't have. That's the reason why they couldn't fix it. They didn't have tools, and so. But they had hammers. What I'm trying to figure out what they actually need to fix it. I don't know either. Because no one welds. Welding's not a thing for them.
Yeah, their blacksmith died. He was at
Blacksmith.
at Hilltop, remember? Alden can do it, but he's off with Maggie.
He's dying in a church somewhere. So yeah, I don't know what they actually need. And we'll talk about the wagon of stuff they left with later. But so then they decide, all right, let's go to Hilltop, see if we can get if any of the blacksmith supplies, survive the fire, and what else we can do.
Maybe some game along the way.
Do some game. They said, let's just make a day trip out of it. It'll be great. Is anybody want to stop at Chipotle? Anybody? Okay, fine, whatever. Let's just go. Okay, fine, whatever. We'll go to the drive-thru at Wendy's, but I swear to God,
and I'm not stopping again. You should have went before we left.
Should have went. So then they carry on. We have Lydia, Jerry, Aaron, and Carol. They make it to Hilltop. And first thing after walking in that happens is Of course, every walker decides, hey, there's people. Guys, it's lunchtime. Guys, someone go wake up. I was about to say Carl, and then I got sad. Someone go wake up. I was about to say Jerry. God, they have very common names.
Jerry.
Someone go wake up. Someone go wake up Festus. People are here.
George.
George. And then they started walking up, and
Did you imagine
then
Kramer like busting through the gate?
Sorry. So these walkers that were coming at them, I mean, they knew them if they could recognize them. Some of them were burnt beyond recognition, I'm sure.
Yeah.
But they were,
they recognized Troy.
They recognized Troy.
Yeah, I tried to look up who Troy was, but I couldn't figure it out. I couldn't find anything on it. Yeah.
So, but I mean, they were all folks that lived at Hilltops. They probably seen or ran across at some point in time. And then I also realized, yeah, zombies don't heal. Huh, that's unfortunate. But then I'm like, that's also probably for the best.
Yeah, that would be crazy.
Yeah.
That would be scary, man. Because they wouldn't decompose. They just heal.
They just heal. And then we'd have some problems. But yes, so then they dispatched all of them. Everybody was sad. Jerry got real sad. And I think that was Jerry's breaking point, because it was dispatching folks that were killed by the Whisperers. And then as they moved through Hilltop, they saw the little formation happening, and then Lydia's like, oh, snap. I recognize that.
Yeah.
There's a Whisperer over there.
They're being herded.
Yeah.
She said, I was going to make a joke about herd and here, but I couldn't make it work.
It all good.
Yeah.
But, yeah. So then Aaron makes a beeline.
Keep moving.
He makes a beeline through the herd, and lo and behold, who's standing at the back, scared and like, oh snap, people, what do I do? There's a Whisperer.
Yep. Oh, Keith.
And then I don't know about you, but this part felt like, I don't know if they would have been better off killing him than leaving him. Because what happens next is messed up for the folks that are supposed to be the heroes.
Yeah. Yeah, and it feels like they're making them bad, and then making the Commonwealth look so good, so that when they get to the Commonwealth, it's like if the Commonwealth rejects them, well, they deserved it because they're bad. You know what I mean? And there's always been that ongoing thing that was like, well, we only believe our group is the heroes because we've followed them along. If we came up with another group, we'd be cheering for them.
Yeah. So, but then I feel like what's going to end up happening is like they're darkening all of these characters for bringing them to like this point where like here's the line of being a villain, and here they are, and they're just like doing this the whole time.
Lots of friction.
Lots of friction, fires, more burnt walkers. Yeah, but and then they never do the thing to like cross it completely. And then when you get to Commonwealth is,
even though like Aaron was like he straight up let a walker bite a dude tonight.
Yeah. After so the dude was just trying to protect his little group. Could have been his actual family. Could have been just the folks he got really close to after the Whisperers fell.
Yeah, and torture is never, you know what I mean?
It's never pretty.
Yeah, and I mean, say what you want about torture, but you never get proper information out of torture. Like studies show that it's like they just tell you what you want to hear, so you make it stop hurting. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So, but they went down to the cellar. They found 4 more people. And then Jerry found the scarf. That was his wife's scarf. And that was the other point where he lost it. Mm-hmm. They were trying to figure out what they were going to do with all of these folks down here. You had the whisperer guy, Keith,
yeah.
Keith?
Mm-hmm.
Keith. And...
Don't give me any of that alpha beta crap. What's your name? Keith.
Keith. It's just... And he was like, well, I'm going to fight. I don't know what's going to happen, but I'm going to... Which was the second. That's a stupid choice out of all the choices. I don't know if he thought, well, they're just going to kill us anyway or what.
Like when he pulled the knife on Aaron?
When he pulled the knife.
Yeah. When they went down there, at first I thought it was... I liked how they left it kind of anonymous. Or open to where it could have been like him keeping a bunch of kids down there or something. Because at first it just looked like a bunch of little girls, but then there was a couple dudes in there too, and they weren't all young. But yeah, at first it seemed like that he was like keeping them down there, but they're actually they're together, and because they sure made eye contact, and when I watched it again, like under those circumstances, like I don't know that I wouldn't do the same thing where it feels like they're going to possibly just kill us anyway,
Yeah. But even still, he pulled the knife out.
Yeah, it was a dumb move.
And dumb move. He missed. Well, no, he nicked him, I think.
Well, it looked like At first, I thought, man, Aaron just got his belly sliced
gutted.
Open. Yeah.
Yeah.
But then they, of course, played it off like it wasn't. And all of them got away, but Keith.
All of them got away with him, and then I was like, well, he's about to die. I really thought Aaron was just about to take his mace and just go, whoa!
Yeah.
So, we had another message. A lot of the Walking Dead visuals are really cool. They are really cool.
Yeah.
The stylization of it. And I thought that was going to be it, but then he took the knife and pounced on him, and then commercial. And I was like, well, okay. And come back, and we're now in what's left of the stables, and he found a walker and I guess a horn of a deer, a stag horn, and impaled it.
Yeah, it was something that had I thought it might be a pitchfork at first, but then I was like, well, how's he keeping it on there?
Yeah.
It was weird.
And then I saw the other 2 horns on the other side, and I was like, oh, where did he find that? So... But yeah, so he had that. Real random. He had that, and then homie was like, where are they? Knowing he literally does not know where they are. Like, they scattered out of the cellar. How is he going to know? And I'm like, this is getting weird. Who's the actual bad guy here?
Yeah.
And the whole time,
and then Carol,
just like
Carol of all people was the one to pull it back. And so, I mean, Lydia made the point, I get that Aaron is in he's making a bad choice right now, and he's in a precarious spot. And this is after, his child is going hungry. Their home has been burned to the ground by these people. But I maybe it's just because, look, I trusted them, and now it's, this happened. because she was like, well, what about what's her face? I can't remember.
Gamma.
Yeah, Gamma. Or even Lydia, because he was like, I've never met a whisperer who wasn't a liar, and he's looking right at Lydia saying that, and it's just like, bro, like,
folks really forget, like, and it happened more than once too. Like, they really forget, like, when you have someone who defects during the time that you're fighting, that you treat them more like an ally, but after the fighting's over,
Alden was a savior.
Yeah. So he was just angry and looking to.
Yeah. I mean, that's
for something.
Yeah, Lydia hit it right on the head. She was like, you're not. This isn't what you're looking for, and I'm not going to stick around to find out, or to see it.
Yeah.
And then Carol killed the walker, and it was. Yeah, I liked that Carol kind of, condensed it for
putting
him.
into it.
Yeah. It was like, look, I've been down this road, and I mean, to be honest, like, I mean, it's possible, like, indirectly, Carol is kind of responsible for all that happening too, because
she just wanted to take down Alpha, and this is where
she poked the bear multiple times. Because she wanted.
The bear said, "Cool, fire."
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And it was so, and she didn't want Aaron to go down the path, not just because she poked the bear, but she knew what kind of headspace she had to be in to do the stuff that she did. I mean, woman was taking trucker pills and having hallucinations. Oh,
yeah,
and
I forgot about that.
Yeah. Like, she was in a very messed up place.
Yeah, she was in a bad place. Yeah, thought she had got Connie killed.
Yeah, I mean, she still did until this episode.
Yeah,
we knew Connie was alive, just didn't know where she was.
Making Eternals, the movie.
Yes. Being awesome and said, let me go make some Marvel money, and I'll be back, y'all. That's fine. You can kill me off if you need to, because I may not be back. But if I do,
the fact that they keep pulling actors from The Walking Dead into the MCU is hilarious. Like, even Judith is Sylvie, Lady Loki now, young Lady Loki.
Lady Loki. Norman Reedus, every time somebody goes to film something, he's like, "What? I have a motorcycle. I just put flames on me. Oh, God, guys, I'm right here."
Exactly. It's pretty much.
Yeah,
he wants it bad.
Yeah.
He's like, "I will set myself on fire just to show you." Like, I have. I'm the motorcycle guy.
I have a whole show. AMC gave me a whole show where I do nothing but ride motorcycles. Please. Yes. So,
he's making himself castable.
Hardcore. And I'm here for it.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, but yeah. Everything got put to a stop. Aaron, I guess, then helped the guy cut off his hand.
Yeah, so just the fact that he was like, if you lose your hand, it's no big deal. Yeah, I mean, it's like, that was dark, man. So dark.
Says, yeah.
That's like dark Rick headspace. That's like when Rick is dark. But the thing about that, it was in the absence of Rick, I mean, it's like nature hates a vacuum, right? Rick took on and did all that dark stuff so that other people didn't have to. But now that he's gone, like, it's like seeping into everybody, And of course there were people that like helped him, like Michonne had to do some dark stuff, and there was only a few, like Carol and Daryl did, but now it seems like it's just seeped into everyone.
Everybody. Rosita, who
she came from someplace else. She was already like Queen of the Darkness when they met her.
everybody like opens the door to the dark room. It's like, oh, so this is the dark side. She's in there eating a bag of chips. Like, who gave y'all a key? This is weird. I don't like it, but I like it. But I think I like it. Okay, it's fine.
Eugene's peeking over a bookshelf. Can I join?
No, Eugene, you can watch though.
Oh man. So yeah, that reminds me. Speaking of dreams, like Aaron and Rosita both are having like prophetic dreams now.
Yeah.
Which is crazy. Like, I mean, I know like stress induces hallucinations and dreams and all that kind of stuff, but man, like she's having like a reoccurring dream with Abraham trying to warn her about something. And Aaron, like basically, like Aaron that day, he saw the Whisperers come back and all this stuff. So
they're gonna die.
Yeah.
I'm calling it now.
Who?
Aaron and Rosita, they're gonna die.
Oh yeah? Yikes.
I'm calling it. Yeah.
I mean, they were supposed to have been dead a long time ago, but
they're supposed to have been dead, so we'll see. Yeah. We'll see who actually makes it to the end of the show. Yeah. That's not Carol and Daryl.
Yeah, I'm kind of worried that they're giving some people too much plot armor, and that they just don't want to kill people off, because there's so many people that should have been
dead.
Yeah, exactly. Where it's almost like, what do we do with them right now?
Yeah, like what's his face? Can I think? I know it's right there.
Like who? What big person did we lose during the Whisperer War?
Nobody.
Yeah,
and not the end of it. At the beginning.
I mean, Jesus. At the very beginning.
At the very beginning.
And Maggie left.
Henry, Tara.
Yeah, at the very beginning we lost a lot. That's true.
Yeah. So, well, okay. Sadiq towards the end.
Sadiq, yeah. That's true.
I think it's because we didn't lose anyone at the end because they already lost so much. They had to be the Avengers after that.
Yeah, that's true.
So, yeah. And we haven't lost anyone this time. Well, nah, kind of. So.
Don't know about Alden yet.
Yeah, we'll wrap.
Maggie lost a bunch of folks, but they're not like main people.
Yeah, they weren't named people. They look like video game characters too. But yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, the guy Keith got his hand cut off. Lydia was.
And he was almost like they're the bad guys when it's like, I'm gonna cut your hand off and threaten you, and you're gonna be thankful for it. Like he was
That's
like,
some Negan stuff right there.
Yeah, he was like, I get it. Alpha would have done worse. It's like, bruh, like you're just gonna let him get off like that. I don't think that's over.
Stockholm syndrome right there. Yeah, no, he might come back and stab Aaron in the neck. Who knows? But yeah,
ooh,
so
man,
then
if that's the guy that ends up killing him, whoo, ouch.
So he did give them one piece of information that
we're not like them anymore. I'll prove it. Is it just me, or is his voice the entire time was just like, oh man?
No, it wasn't just you. That's how it was the entire time. So, man. But yeah, he gave them information, and Carol was then like, who? You mean I have a chance to redeem myself and make every horrible decision I made over the past few months worth it?
Exactly.
Let's go now.
Let's go right now. And then somebody had to be like, wait a minute, you know what? We're going to sleep first? And she's like, of course.
Yeah, sleep.
Probably not a good idea to go out in the dark.
She turns around, pops a trucker pill in. Yeah, sleep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. At least she listened. I mean, somebody spoke sense to her, and she reined it back. Where normally she'd be like, "You guys go. I'll be over here, just sharpening my knife."
sharpening my knife with my lighter fluid. Carol, why do you have that match? Huh? What? Don't worry about it.
Just gonna. I'm gonna set the. See, my tactic is I'm gonna set the forest on fire, and everything that runs out, I'm gonna look and see if it's Connie.
That's possible. So yeah, and then they drive off on a wagon. Oh yeah, the stuff in the wagon. They had a plow, and that was it. That's all I saw.
Yeah, I mean there was like other stuff, but I couldn't tell what it was. But definitely the plow arm, the handles.
Yeah.
Which they need because they got horses, but and they can start growing food. But I mean, it's going to take weeks at least, the very least, to grow something.
Yeah, and who knows if they have actual weeks. But jumping off of one intensely violent group and going over to another intensely weird tension of we have to work together or die. Negan and Maggie, who are at this current moment at so much at odds, but everyone else keeps dying around them. They're just literally left with each other.
Yeah, and people are like literally shipping them right now.
I hate it.
Come on. If Negan and Maggie end up together, because they had that little moment where he, he's like, stop it. And it was just like a lover's quarrel, I mean, it was a weird little moment. And she just like stared him down and was like, It was weird. And it was like that weird tension when, people realize that right. And I guess if it was an action movie, they were just about to boink. You know what I mean? But
it was just about to boink.
But
and then all right. One thing, jumping on with that, the one thing that keeps coming back to mind every time I see Negan and Maggie interacting in any way that's not like murder she wrote. Or murder she's trying to not write, but she really wants to write, is that scene in the season, I don't know what season was that Glenn died. It was like season 8?
Oh, man.
Season 9? Wow. It's been a while.
Well, because the Whisperer War took 2 seasons, and then the Saviors took 2 or 3 seasons. I mean, it's been a while. It might have been like season 6 or something.
Oh, God. But yeah, so when Negan first came to Alexandria after the what would we call it? What's a good name for it? After the
it was when she was pregnant with Herschel.
Yeah. What should I call it? The lights, the light up, light out party? No. I don't like that.
I'm confused.
I'm trying to figure out what to call the truck light head bashing scene.
Oh.
Instead of truck light head bashing.
It's something a little bit more poetic.
So, but we'll come back to it. I'll think of something.
The lit circle of death.
The home run circle. Yeah, maybe. We'll stick with that for now. After the home run circle, and like he was visiting Glenn's fake grave. I did this, I don't know why. Glenn's grave, because it was fake. And he had said, he had talked to Maggie, and he was like, in Jeffrey Dean Morgan's voice, sometimes I had to kill a man, and then I'd end up laying with his woman. But that's just how things go. or something like that. He said something like that.
What?
Yeah. And then, like, I was like, oh, she's definitely gonna try to kill him.
That could have been like the perfect way to try to get close.
Could have been.
That would have been a crazy. Like if the show had ended up being on HBO, like it was meant to be in the first place, then yeah, it was originally going to be on HBO.
I couldn't watch the show if it was on HBO.
Yeah. But yeah, had it originally been on HBO, that would have they probably would have went for that.
Yeah. Wow. Oh. Okay.
I mean, they've had, being AMC, they've had some pretty close scenes of side boob and naked backs and all kinds. Yeah.
They're trying, but not trying, but trying.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, that scene kept popping into my head, and we'll see if I can find it. Yeah. So I'm like, I really hope no one remembers this like I remember this, and they're trying to go through with this, because I would hate it if they did.
Yeah. I mean, on The Talking Dead tonight, Chris Hardwick was like, I'm not here for that. It's like, sorry, man, those episodes are already written.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be some soap opera bullshit that they would try to pull. I would be so upset.
Yeah, and I mean, they've said we're not going to do things from the comics, because in the comics, at this point in time, after the Whisper War, Maggie pulls Negan aside. Not really aside. She kind of takes him out like she was going to kill him. It tells that man, leave. Never come back. I don't ever want to see your face. If I see your face, I'm going to kill you. And he was like, cool, bye. Left with his t-shirt and dipped. And
of course, so they wanted to play up what would happen in that dynamic if they had to put them back together.
Yeah. So this is what we're getting. And I'm hoping it doesn't end up with Maggie, I love you. Oh, Negan, I love you too.
Yeah, like, even if they have hate sex, I am still not okay with that. Like, everybody's going so dark. Like, she's too dark already. Don't do that. Don't do that.
Yeah. So,
like, I get that, like, as far as, like, morally, like, they're kind of meeting in the middle there, because Negan has come back this way so far and she has gone so dark. They're almost like crossing paths in the night, you know, is morally or ethically.
Like that scene in Umbrella Academy where they're passing by each other.
The meme where they're looking at each other.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, morally, that's kind of like where they're at. Like, he's backed off quite a bit and she's gotten really dark, and I hope that's not what they're trying to build towards, is trying to make them more of a match.
Gross.
Yeah. Well, I mean, what's she gonna tell Herschel? Oh, sorry, baby. While we were out, I screwed the guy that killed your daddy. Like,
it's not a conversation anybody wants to have.
No.
That kid, you think teenagers are bad now? That kid would never be able to live that mess down.
No.
So, but yeah, they're going through the woods. Negan, crowbar, Maggie, knife, just going through killing stuff. They got Alan over there with them. He's dying.
Well, that's
homie.
Yeah, that was last 2 episodes ago.
Oh.
Yeah, remember they left Alden in the church.
Oh yeah, I watched them back to back. That's why it all blended together.
Gotcha. Yeah,
Maggie,
so they're
Maggie.
Like, yeah.
Yeah, Maggie. That's her name. Mag. Oh my God, that would be their couple name.
No.
Oh.
Don't even start.
What have I done? Maggie and Negan make it to a safe house. Now I think I'm in the right spot.
Yeah.
Yes. And Negan's like, we should take what we have now, which is just this little tiny box of food, and go, and we'll make it work. And she's like, we need to
He's gonna like split it like Jesus, like the fish and the bread or something. I don't know what he's planning.
get us a sip of the wine and a piece of the bread. Trying to feed everybody with a little communion over here. Mm-hmm. Man. But yeah, and so she's like, we got to feed the whole community. And he's like, sometimes you got to cut your losses.
Yeah.
And
I mean, he's not wrong, but
yeah,
he's not
he didn't say it
right either.
What? Yeah, it's right now. It feels like they're in an unwinnable situation.
Yeah. Yeah,
So,
but I mean, I get both points of view. I mean, sometimes you gotta, because sometimes it makes sense to quit, but if you push a little further, it might be worth it. You know what I mean?
Yes. So there was a story that was told to me to add on to that. This has nothing to do with the show. Story that was told to me about the first guy to break the sound barrier. He was in the plane, and he was going, and like he was starting to approach the Mach 1, and the plane was shaking. He said like the plane, like it felt like the screws were going to come out, and the plane was just going to fall apart. And then the second,
I think they believed that it would blow apart at some point, if I'm not mistaken.
And then he broke the sound barrier, and then he said it was the smoothest flight he had ever had after that. So, I mean, that's kind of what they're there. For Maggie and Negan, where they are, it feels like they're approaching the sound barrier. And if they, push a little further, they might break through. Or they might get their jaws broken. So, who actually knows what's about to happen to them? I mean, if you watch next on The Walking Dead, you do. But they decided to wait. And they didn't have too much time besides them bickering back and forth this episode of them talking. Or like screen time, I should say.
It only took them 5 episodes to get to the freaking safe house. Yeah.
Negan decided to, like I say, he wanted to stay. No, he wanted to leave. Maggie said we need to stay and wait for the others.
Yeah. And he's like... he's still being respectable in the midst of this, knowing that he could manhandle her and probably do what he wants because he's ginormous, for one. She slit his throat in his sleep, or two, but I mean, he's being respectable. He's like, look, I know I don't get a vote, but here's what I think we should do anyways.
Yeah.
I mean, for Negan, like, he's being respectful.
Respectful as he can be, without saying, hey, mother effer, you have lost your mind. And peace.
Yeah. Even though he deserves he deserves to give her the utmost respect.
Dylan, stop trying to make them a relationship.
No. I'm saying he deserves, because he killed her husband. Like she deserves the utmost respect. He should like be cowering, and like he owes her so much.
Yes.
But of course he's Negan, and he's he's
gonna speak his mind.
Yeah.
So after waiting and arguing and a weird level squirrel, who happens to walk through the door? Gabriel and I forgot the other kid's name.
Shoot. It's like Ezra or something, or Isaac. Something.
Mask Boy.
Yeah. Who is speaking now? Has he always been? He hasn't spoken.
He spoke like one other time.
Okay. Because like before, it was like the thing. Like I remember, it might have been Gabriel that was saying something to him, and he was just like, I don't know. I thought he was mute there for a second.
Yeah. Real talk though, I thought he was done. Like I was like, oh, he's dead. I wasn't there 2 weeks ago, to talk about the ambush that happened to them because he was there trying to help somebody. A rope flew around his neck and said, yank. And he went into the darkness, and I said, oh, he died.
Yeah. Well, there's a big theory that he is a spy for the Reapers. And that's how they keep finding him.
Yeah.
Because the mask and, you know, that. But...
And we know next episode that they're going to find them. Oh, no, that's Connie. Never mind. Connie is
that's right.
Yeah, never mind.
We will see the Reapers next episode, though.
Yes.
Based on the description.
So, but yeah, and then once they get there, Maggie's like, well, we're just waiting for the others. And then, of course, Gabriel's like, yes, I'm a priest again.
I know. He's like, I'm cut and I'm barely walking. So, yeah, we're going to wait. And I'm going to pretend like, yeah, good idea, Maggie.
That's a great idea. And I think that was the last we got of them.
Yep.
So finally, the most peaceful.
Well, let's. Are you talking about Judith?
Oh, I was going to Commonwealth.
Oh, let's do Judith first.
Okay.
We'll
Judith being a grown man and a child at the same time.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
It's rough being a kid in the apocalypse.
Yeah. Because
kids are still mean.
Yeah. It's that was a big old boy too, and it's just like I'm conflicted slightly because I loved seeing Judith be a badass because of course grown man Judith, right? And but I liked how she's still a child and those things affect her, you know. Even though she's a cold-blooded killer. And she's about to slit that boy's throat because that's how she deals with her problems. And
say it again.
Mm-hmm.
Say it again. I dare you.
What freaking idiot in that small community that is already smaller has the balls to say that to Judith Grimes and then tear up her porch with her dead brother's handprints? Like I get kids are some kids are stupid and some kids are bullies, but man, that's wow.
It's because he don't understand the significance of it. And
has it been that long that people have forgotten who Michonne is? I mean, I get Rick's been gone for years,
but they know she's not around.
Mm.
And that's what he kept going to. Is like, you know, everybody around you is gone. They don't want to be around you. Why would they want to be around a freak?
Yeah.
And so she was like, man, I really just want to pull out my Magnum and let it talk to you for a minute. But
freak, eh? You see this gun? This was my daddy's gun.
It's called a Magnum. I know you'll never see anything else like it because of that thing you got between your legs, but still.
It'd be like 11 and make that boy piss his pants.
So, yeah, he was just being a dick, and because he could be, I guess, because he knew that she didn't have any adults. And Daryl, who would have also been there to like get her back, wasn't there. Mm-hmm. So,
but I mean,
yeah.
So, first of all, she's over there training a regiment of children how to kill walkers with the samurai sword, and dude is just gonna not listen to her. Mm-hmm. Like I don't know, man. She's obviously somebody still.
Yeah.
Like this dude, man, he's got some major Napoleon issues.
Has to. I mean, yeah. It was. And then they were picking on a walker that was also a little kid. So, I don't know. I think they're just...
Who was actually Jeffrey Dean Morgan's son.
Oh, neat.
Mm-hmm. It's his first time on screen, I think.
But I think they just didn't. I don't know. I think they just made him that way just to make him that way, to show that she does have some vulnerability. Because other than that, every time you see her around Gracie and Herschel and RJ, she's just a grown man. She's just there, like, I don't want to eat horse meat, but I guess I'll eat horse meat.
Even when they're playing cards and like they would get the card, she would like side eye, like, I'm gonna cut you in your sleeve. Like,
So yeah, it's all that stuff. But trying to think what else. What else happened?
well, she had that really sweet moment with Rosita where Rosita sat down, and man, I tell you what, it was hard. Like, I don't really cry watching TV shows or anything, but that one almost got me with her. Like, he's gone, everybody's gone, and I was just like, they are. You know what I mean? And it's because in that moment, I think like is getting meta on it. Like, she's all of the old fans that are just kind of hanging around and just like, it's not the same anymore. Everybody's gone, you know.
And so yeah.
It's like that song. It's like, all my friends, they died. They died.
She's still all through it. Just makes her even more of a grown man. Mm-hmm. Even more.
Yep. And so that little moment with Rosita, which, I mean, so yeah, Rosita's always just been like a stone cold badass. But I think being a mama has softened her a lot. I mean, like a couple weeks ago, we saw her out in the woods picking mushrooms, like, you know, some, you know, witchy woman.
Witchy woman.
And then, you know, talking about, my old boyfriend speaking to me in dreams. It's like, okay, Rosita, you losing it.
What kind of mushrooms you really picking, though?
I'm saying. But
yeah. So at the beginning of the episode, playing whack-a-mole, and yeah.
Like, it comes out. Yeah, but so that moment was a really sweet callback to that moment that I think it might have been in season 2, or right after Carl got shot, and him and Rick had that moment in the barn in the loft where he was just like, no more kid stuff, you know, we gotta stay alive and we gotta be safe. And remember that?
Yeah, way back when.
Yeah.
So much has happened.
Mm-hmm. I feel bad for anybody that messes with any one of those kids, like Gracie and Judith and Herschel. Who else was there? And RJ. Yeah. It's like, you know, there's a scene coming where the 4 of those kids are in the woods dealing with walkers and just come out unscathed or something.
Just come out all bloody with a deer. RJ's just carrying a deer on his shoulders.
That's gonna be like the last scene. It's like the 4 of them walking, like they're the ones that carry it on. Or maybe like there'll be another spinoff and it's them in their teenage grown years.
Or
it's basically the World Beyond, only reversed.
With this would be cool. I don't know why it would happen, but it would be cool. Like, Rick comes back for the last little bit of it all. He does a voiceover of him saying one of those speeches he would say to Carl or whomever, and you know, you see the kids going out into the woods, and like say like 4 walkers come out from each corner, and like Judith comes up to the first one with the sword, and like as she swings, you just see her age, and like a time skip happens in front of us. Gracie gets older, does the same thing, RJ, and then Herschel, and then like they come back, and it's just like a shot on them, and then it just pans away, and then that's the end of the show. Don't know why it would happen, but yeah.
But they would probably do something mean, like have them talking to the graves of Maggie and Carol, and you know, break our hearts like that.
Yeah. Yeah. Maybe Maggie will be super old. I don't know. Either Maggie or Daryl's going to be the one that makes it to be super old.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Well,
Okay.
I mean, we know that not Maggie, but Daryl and Carol are getting a spinoff. So at this point, pretty much everybody is fair game.
Safe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm sure that
Either
after a certain point, they're going to announce more spinoffs, even though they've got umpteen already that are coming. I mean, they're talking about the possibility of a Negan spinoff already. He was like, if I survive, I'd be interested, you know. We'll see. I don't know that Jeffrey Dean Morgan is going to do movies anymore. He's just going to sit back and get that sweet, sweet Walking Dead money and live on his farm. Show up on Norman Reedus's motorcycle show every once in a while.
And then he accidentally gets cast as Ghost Rider, and then Norman Reedus just flips his motorcycle.
Yeah. Yikes. That would suck.
Yes. But yes, to the final. The final.
He's almost got like that Nicolas Cage Johnny Blaze swagger.
Oh man.
But cooler.
And then you know what? They could just do like a little nod to The Walking Dead, and like he gets his chain, wraps it around, but then he's in the middle of a fight. He sees a baseball bat, he grabs it and turns into a Ghost Rider Hellbat and just bashes something's head in.
Of course.
Wow. Well,
sorry.
on the Commonwealth.
Yeah.
So, Stephanie, not Stephanie, because I'm pretty sure we saw the actual Stephanie this episode.
I was wondering if you noticed that, because I didn't realize it, because I've been hearing for a couple weeks that this ain't Stephanie, it's fake Stephanie, phony Stephanie, it's Stephanie or whatever, and yeah, and so I was like, what do they mean by that? What do you mean by that? So, the lady we saw that showed up at the ice cream truck that actually looked comic accurate, Stephanie.
Yes.
She was the one she was the actress that actually did the voice on the radio. So she is Stephanie. And her name is listed in the billing like as one of the main characters. So
Stephanie.
It's Stephanie, yeah. Along with freaking what's his name, the video guy. He's on there now too.
Oh, cool.
I forget his name.
That's cool. I forgot his name too. It starts with an H, the last name. It's really cheesy sounding. But yes, so starts with the orientation of just like this weird 1990s feeling video to it.
Yeah,
and I was like,
it's kind of cool.
I'm pretty sure they were like, I haven't watched TV in ages. I don't care what this entertained.
I wonder, like, you know how like a VHS, like the more you watch it, like it gets kind of ate up and loses its. I wonder how many times they've played that video, and that's why it's like so bad.
Yeah. So, but I mean, it also could be a play on, you know, this reality is one, like you're seeing one thing, but it's actually just a little warp.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Yeah. So,
because that's absolutely true. Well, I mean, we know that they're like freaking fascists. They're a police state, basically.
So they do that. Everybody gets their jobs. I didn't hear Eugene's. Sammy and Kelsey were doing something at the same time. So
basically a high school teacher. What he did.
So
before.
his actual job, yes. Okay, neat. Well, that's nice, I guess. Ezekiel got animal control, and Princess got
retail
a
worker.
hunkering for some chocolate.
He has some beautiful eyelashes. I feel like she understood the job when she went in. She understood the assignment.
She understood the assignment. But yeah, so but then Yumiko, her letter was different. Her letter was a bit more personalized.
Yeah, official.
Her letter made the dude at the desk be like, "Oh,
Yeah.
I'm sorry. What can I do for you?"
Yeah, he's like, just go seeing so and so and so and so, and he's like, oh, I'm sorry, yes, ma'am.
Please don't fire me.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Yeah, there's obviously some kind of undertone going on because her brother kind of did the same thing when she was like, but you're, and he's like,
like he
no,
wanted
no,
to take.
I want to bake. I want to be a baker.
Nope, I'm a baker. I've always baked.
I love cake.
Diabetes.
Oh man! Did you catch the name of the sweet shop where he works? I forgot to write it down. But the name of the sweet shop is actually Michonne's daughter's name from the comic.
Ooh.
I forget.
Ah!
Yeah. And there's another hint at that when they're at the ice cream shop or they're walking right by the fire station in the background, and then there's another building that's something and Hawthorne, like lawyer services or something like that. Oh. And Michonne's last name is Hawthorne.
Last name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there was a young black lady going inside as well. So
so they were throwing heavy things in there that aren't real because
maybe
alternate timelines and all that.
Well, I mean, if they do bring that back around, where that is actually Michonne's daughter, except she's the lawyer. Because I mean, did they actually say what Michonne did before? Did they ever get into that?
Yeah. It says she was a lawyer.
Okay, because I know in the comics she was, but I didn't know if they. I don't
Yeah.
remember if they actually said that in the show.
They did. It was way back when
she was connected with Carl.
Yeah. Flashbacks and all that.
Yeah.
So, but yeah.
So I mean, they could bring that back, and that was actually her daughter.
That'd be cool.
And the whole Yumiko getting her storyline is just a red herring.
I don't know how I feel about that. I kind of want Yumiko. I do want them to do something different because if the show ends close to the same way that the comic did, it'll be not a disappointing ending, but it'll just be kind of an abrupt ending. Mm. Because Robert Kirkman just kind of ended it. He said he was done because, yeah.
Yeah, which was, I know he was going through some lawsuits and stuff with AMC and that kind of stuff. So I wonder if he did that to kind of, because
make them write their own stuff.
Yeah, exactly. Because I mean, I know Marvel did that. Like when Fox was making money off their properties, they ended those comics so that Fox wouldn't be just pulling their storylines. You know what I mean? Or them being promoted or promoting something they're not making money off of. So that's a typical thing to do. Not that he did that, I don't know, but yeah.
Well, I mean,
and from the way I remember it, if I'm remembering correctly, and the way I understood it, is that whole Commonwealth storyline was kind of upsetting to fans because it didn't feel like The Walking Dead. And then the way it ended all abruptly, and then of course with Rick and all that kind of stuff, it was just kind of out of left field almost.
It was upsetting because it was really them. It was like, besides there being zombies and everything around, you probably could have put it in place of any post-apocalyptic show that existed on TV or just like in general. Like it was low-key could have been a less vehicle-driven version of Mad Max. Yeah. Yeah. Well, with more well-dressed people. Because they didn't deal with they dealt with walkers, but not like in the same way. They weren't a threat. They were. It was more politics.
Stable on the walls and everything.
It was pretty stable. Like the main antagonist, I forget her name because it's 11:30. That's how I forgot her name.
Milton.
Yes, Milton.
Yeah, they've mentioned them, the Miltons, already.
Mm-hmm. She was just very like a paranoid, borderline schizophrenic. Is the way that she was portrayed. Like even Rick saved her life on at least two different occasions, and even still, she thought Rick was against her and trying to like overthrow her and kill her. And so she wasn't really she did bad things, but she wasn't really a villain. And there was more of them just trying to broker peace, and then her son just ended up was like, I'm gonna make this right for you, mama. Trust me. And then he goes over there. Rick opens the door. Paka! And then cut to days later, Carl comes to check on Rick, and he's and then that's it.
Yeah.
Rick kills Carl and time skip.
Rick killed Carl?
Other way around. Carl killed Rick and then time skip.
I was like, what?
Carl killed Rick. Time skip to him sitting on a porch talking to his daughter.
Yeah, old man Carl.
Yeah.
So it seems like Yumiko almost knew who the Miltons were, because when it said in the video, Pamela Milton, our governor, she was like, Pamela Milton, nice. Like almost sarcastically, but then the way that Princess responded was like, yeah, girl power, you know what I mean? Like, oh, a female governor. But the way Yumiko said it, to me, almost felt like I'm familiar with her and I am not a fan.
Yeah.
Like, because...
I mean, which...
Because, yeah, they were alluded to that they were kind of like a political family or a family that had power that kind of grew it out from there.
Yeah. Which... Yes, if it depends how much they take from the comics, I guess, because they, like I said, the Commonwealth, the leadership of Commonwealth is a whole bunch of millionaires who didn't want their life to change, who had money to pay former military operators to work as their militia, basically. So, and I think that's where I remember what it was. The Walking Dead, it was less warfare and more class warfare. That's what the last arc was, basically.
Yeah. I know they've alluded to that with already in like episode 2 where Daryl saw the mural.
So...
And Angela King said that we would get into that type of thing. So it looks like they're... Yeah. Even though they said they're not adapting storylines from the comics, like it obviously looks like they're basically doing the same thing they always do and adapt and pick and choose. So, I mean, I don't know.
Swap a name, change a little bit.
Yeah, exactly. Or say, hey, sometimes they skip it entirely. So, I mean, it's like to say we're not doing the comic storyline is... not really, I don't think really straightforward honest, because they are absolutely picking and choosing different points from the comics.
Yeah.
Just the fact that it happens in the Commonwealth and there's Pamela Milton, and what's his face from the video, and Stephanie. That I mean, you can remix it all you want, but it's still
still the same.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, Eugene's rat tail is still dumb long.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
So
yeah.
her brother is a thoracic surgeon, right? Is what she said.
Mm-hmm.
So thoracic, does that mean like the same type of surgeon that Ezekiel needs?
Yes.
So I mean that could be.
That's kind of how he outs himself.
Yeah.
To save Ezekiel.
Yeah.
And
what does that mean?
Dies.
Yeah, and what does that mean? Why would he not? Because he said he's been there since close to the beginning. Why would he not want them to know? Because they would probably force him into that job that he doesn't want, and that he doesn't really have a choice.
I'm sure it's something. It goes back into that classism, because here he's happy he doesn't have to deal with like the stuff that he dealt with while he was a doctor, which is nice of a job as it is nice. Say nice. As good of a benefits as the job has, when you're, especially in any job, there's a lot of politics, a lot of like handshaking, baby kissing, whatever. And he probably didn't want to deal with that now after in post-apocalypse, because he wasn't necessarily happy. And he said this gave him a chance to live a new life.
And I wonder, because they do use money, so I wonder if they get paid based on their job situation. Because obviously, like in capitalism, like right now, a doctor gets paid more than like Eugene, like a high school teacher. So would he, or working in a bakery, would he get paid more because that job is considered more valuable? I wonder. Or is it one of those, everybody, you get a stipend and everybody just do your job?
Yeah. I mean, it's more of a luxury thing. And so if you're able to bake and bake well, you probably get, because like, I think it depends on the level of skill of the job and how good it is. Like, it is somebody who's just a home baker who just can make, a basic cake with icing on it. And like, then somebody who is the cake boss level and good enough to say, have a TV show and make a baby cake that looks real. Don't make baby cakes.
Don't use red velvet either.
Don't use red velvet either. Especially the apocalypse. Would be, would get paid at different prices because it's skill based.
Mm-hmm.
Where Princess will probably get paid close to lower, but Eugene will get paid hopefully higher.
Yeah,
because he's,
if they value teachers.
If they value teachers. But lawyers and doctors would still probably be up there at the height. And they probably just kill senators.
Too much of a threat.
Too much of a threat. Just throw them somewhere. So yeah.
Yeah, I was really, really interested to see where they're going with the Commonwealth. Like, to me, that's the most exciting storyline, just to see where it's going and how they're going to get help back to Alexandria. But like, some of this just feels like a lot of filler, and it's just kind of boring, even though like I do like the character development, but when it's not done well, it just, I don't know, it just feels kind of
falls flat.
Yeah, like the whole Daryl thing, just, he's supposed to be the most survivalist badass of the group, because he's constantly out on his own and all that kind of stuff, and he was before. He was a good old boy. He's a country boy, and always took care of himself. And so for him to go out and not know how to know where his shadow is casting and all that kind of crazy stuff. Or I don't know. It's just some things that aren't thought through, I guess. It's like somebody trying to film a Survivor show and they don't know how survivalism works. You know what I mean? Of course, they're going to miss all the details, and anybody who is into that kind of thing and watches that can see all the holes in it.
I recommend Naked and Afraid for anybody that wants to watch survival shows. Just saying. No, I remember what it was. So that's besides the point. Naked and Afraid in Love.
Yeah, that's weird.
Yeah,
I don't want to work on set for a show like that. Like, because some crazy stuff going down, especially when you get like a guy and a girl, and just
well,
people,
they turned it into
people,
like
man.
They turned into a love show. So you have the survival show, and then the other one's like they're put on a tropic island and they're told to survive, and
get pregnant.
They're naked, and they're all very attractive human beings. And I'm like, well,
why don't they just call it Blue Lagoon?
Blue Lagoon.
Good grief.
Because no one's blue-balled there.
Yikes. You know that movie? You know what I'm talking about? Blue Lagoon?
Blue Lagoon? No.
Oh, man. It's an old movie. There was a sequel. But Brooke Shields, you know Brooke Shields, right? The actress?
Yeah, I know Brooke Shields.
When she was like 17, she was in this movie. And it was basically her and her twin brother when they were pubescent, were shipwrecked on this island. And it was like a perfect paradise. And they lived and grew up there together. And, of course, they had a baby because they were by themselves and stuff. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it was really, really weird. It's really weird, but it was super popular. It was just one of those weird 80s movies that got a sequel, which I don't know.
How? Whatever. Okay.
Well, yeah, because everybody wanted to see 17-year-old Brooke Shields half naked, but it was really, really weird. Really weird.
Okay.
Yeah. Some Game of Thrones stuff going on there.
Jesus. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So,
that's all I have.
Yeah, that's all I can think of as for that. But I'm really interested in where they're going with the Commonwealth storyline, and it's nice when the character arcs do hit the right emotional notes, like that moment with Rosita and Judith in this episode just felt right, and it felt timely and good to kind of recenter and ground the episode and the season.
Yes, it did. I don't think I have anything else. I'm looking forward to see what happens. Regardless, really, I'm looking forward to see how things go for Negan, and I'm just trying to see if he's going to survive.
Yeah, I think he is. Because I think he's got plot armor.
We can only hope.
Yeah.
We can only hope. All right.
So next on The Walking Dead. Yeah.
Walking Dead. Jinx?
Yeah. My bad. I didn't know you were going there. Okay.
It's okay. Season 11, episode 6. On the Inside. Ugh. Some of these titles sometimes. Escaping from walkers.
After what we just talked about, it's not very good.
Escaping from walkers. Connie and Virgil hide in a house occupied by mysterious creatures. Don't know what that means. Pope tests Daryl's loyalty to the Reapers with a conflicting mission. Kelly leaves Alexandria in search of Connie.
So apparently word has got back and Kelly is doing the Carol thing and going off on her own, seems like.
Don't get killed, that's all I can say.
Because we know from some of the teasers that she goes and they find her little flip book, that she writes notes in and stuff.
Yeah.
And from the Pope Daryl aspect, it looks like he's trying to get Daryl to kill Frost, which is Maggie's other guy. So I don't know if he's.
We'll see what happens.
Yeah, because Daryl's a survivor, but I don't know if he's willing to go that far.
If he's still a killer. Yeah.
Because I don't know anybody. Probably Negan's the only person I could think of that actually went as far as people got killed to fulfill the mission, sacrificing people like that to be able to kill Alpha, and because he burned down Hilltop,
Yeah.
so he could get close. But even Eugene, when he was a savior, he did some pretty rotten stuff, but I don't remember anybody dying because of it,
Yeah. Well, yeah, because the bullets backfired. So, okay. We'll see. We'll see how dark they're going to make everybody.
Yeah. And we haven't heard from Virgil, man. Last time we saw Virgil, he was coming back from dropping Michonne off.
Yeah. So this will be interesting. They might get some more information about that or anything else. They already know, but it'll be interesting.
Yeah. And it looks like from, and I've only seen, I haven't watched the episode, but it looks from just thumbnails and stuff, there's a crazy looking walker that's looking like an animal or something, they've possibly adapted or changed or something.
Huh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Something nuts going on. So I do have the teaser for next episode. Let's see if we can pull it up. Kind of like how we did. I'll see if it'll do it. I don't know why it's not showing. Hold on. Let's see if I can. Oh, shoot. Okay. Yeah. Oh, well. I'm sorry. Ooh, I didn't mean to hit that one either. Yeah, I had it working, and then I remember when I had to reset.
Yeah.
I don't know why it's not working.
It happens.
Let's see.
Technology and all that. Ted Lasso, good job. You won.
Yeah, Ted Lasso's a good show. Oh well, I can't get it to pull up, but yeah, I haven't watched it because I was gonna watch it here and do a reaction with you, but oh well, can't get it to pull up. So most people probably already watched it anyways. But.
Next week.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well,
all right.
Ready next week.
Have it ready.
Yep.
Okay.
Hold on, let me try one more thing. I'm sorry.
It's all right.
Just because.
I forgot to message him.
Give me 1 second.
Oh snap! We've almost gone 2 hours. What am I looking at?
There we go. All right. I got it pulled up.
Cool.
All right, so let me pause this and then hit play here. All right. So this is our teaser for next week.
Okay.
So Connie's alive, or at least was at one point.
I just hope it's not one of those situations of we found you after all this time and you're alive, and now a cop is going to shoot you in the head and I have to carry out your dead body.
What was that? I don't remember that. What was
Beth?
that? Oh yeah, damn. So Connie's in a haunted house apparently.
Nope, I'm not. I'm sorry, Dylan. I'm not going to be here next week. I don't got time for it.
Can you see it?
Yeah, I'm watching on my phone.
Okay.
I don't like any of this right now. Like, I get it. It's a horror show, but I don't got time for zombies and demons. Pick one and stick to it.
Well, don't you look delightful?
Like, all right, okay. I know it's like a little delayed, but when she wiped in the mirror, I was like, please don't be nothing behind you.
I'm saying, and I mean, I don't know a deaf person, like, so I don't know, like, I'm not a deaf person. What the hell? Yeah, that was an interesting looking eyeball.
Yeah, heck no.
Was that a walker eye? No, it didn't look like a walker eye.
Also, it looked like a human eye with a yellow, white part of your eye. I don't know what the white part of your eye is called.
Yeah, I don't know. All I know is you're supposed to shoot when you see the whites of their eye.
But what happens when you see the yellow?
I don't know.
Slow down.
Maybe,
I don't.
What is it? What is it? The pirates used to get scurvy. Maybe they just got scurvy.
Maybe
or jaundice. They're just jaundiced.
Man needs to go outside. Scratching out the eyes of pictures will not help your scurvy, sir.
Mm-hmm.
And jaundice.
Yeah. But yeah, I was wondering, like, do deaf people, when they're talking to themselves, still sign, or is that just for the show?
I think it's just for the show.
I don't know.
So
I mean, because you got like your internal monologue, you know, which is weird that recently they found out some people don't have that. To me, that blows my mind. When you talk to yourself, like in your head, do you like talk to yourself, or do you have to say it out loud?
What's the question you're asking me, Dylan?
Like when you talk to yourself in your head, do you talk to yourself in your head, or do you talk to yourself out loud? Like, you know how some
Which
people,
self? I mean, yes.
Yeah, some people don't. You know how you got that internal monologue where you like process things and you think, you know, like speak to yourself in your head. You know, some people don't have that. Like I just took it for granted that everybody had that, but apparently that's
so
not.
what do they do when they talk?
I haven't the slightest. I don't know, because it's second nature to me. You know, I don't have a clue. But,
Oh, interesting.
anyways,
well, all right.
Yeah, we're just chatting at this point. All right. So yeah, I mean that's all we got. That's all I got. Anything else?
Mm-mm. That's all I got.
Yeah, you just like it's bedtime. So thank you guys for joining us. Hope that you guys will join us live on YouTube every Sunday night at 10 p.m. Central Standard Time to talk about The Walking Dead. Each episode, please like, subscribe, hit the little bell icon so that you know when we drop new episodes and when we go live and all that sort of thing. If you haven't subscribed yet, I don't know what you're waiting for. We've been around for a while and you've had a chance. So please just hit that subscribe or hit the like at the very least. At the very least, just like it. Hit the like button. And don't forget to check out the website, www.broken.pictures.com. And wow. You okay over there?
My shoulder popped.
Your wrist and now your shoulder. You're just falling apart. All right. So I am Dylan, and we will see you next time. See you Thursday night for the FOMO show MCU, where we talk about the next episode of What If. So, peace.
Woo-hoo. I don't know why I did that. Bye.
What if? All right.